So we'll try to understand this question by dividing this complete motion into two halves, both halves covering equal distance x. When the first half is covering at unknown time t, which we'll assume to be t1, with velocity 5 meter per second, and the second half being covered with the second half of the distance being covered in two equal time intervals. The first half of equal time interval being covered at 10 meter per second. Maybe I should write here for clarity meter per second, right? Meter per second, and second half being covered in 15 meter per second. So when I say second half, this actually is distance, half of the distance, and this is the half of time. Okay. All right. Now let's see these halves in detail. So AB is equal to BC, which is equal to x. The first two halves that we're talking about, right? So along AB, distance is equal to speed into time. Distance is x, speed is 5, and time is t1, so x is equal to 5t1. Along BD, distance is equal to speed into time, which gives us BD is equal to 10 into t, which is t by 2. Maybe let's take this t prime. And again, distance is equal to speed into time. Both of them are equal. Why? Because they are covered in half the time. So we have, again, dc is equal to speed here is 15 meter per second into t by 2. Okay. So let us just slightly rearrange this. And if we consider only BC after the rearrangement, we have the complete distance BC is equal to x, which is covered in two different. Wait a second. So what I'm trying to do is, so we can write BD plus DC is equal to BC, right? So what is BC? BC is x, which is equal to BD plus DC. What is BD? 10 t by 2. What is DC? 15 t by 2. Which means I can now say that this complete distance BC is covered in time t, such that BD is covered in t by 2 and DC is covered in t by 2, and therefore I can write BD plus DC as BC, right? So this complete distance can now be written as 10 into t by 2 plus 15 into t by 2. So I can take 10 plus 15 is 25. So we have 25 into t by 2. And what is this whole of this distance is equal to? This whole distance is equal to BC. And what is BC is equal to? BC is equal to x. So we can write x is equal to 25 into t by 2. And therefore, what is t? Time, which is time taken by the object to cover BC, is 2x by 25. Maybe we like to like this. Time taken to cover BC is now 2x by 25. And along AB, the time taken to cover this AB is x by 5. Along BC, time taken to cover BC is 2x by 25. If that is the case, what is average speed is equal to path length by time? What is path length? AD. What is AD? The complete distance AB plus BC, x plus x, which is equal to 2x. T1 is x by 5, T2 is 2x by 25, and therefore we have this as 2x by, what I'll do is I'll multiply this 5 in the numerator and denominator. So we have 5x by 25. So 25 is the common denominator. So 2x by 5 plus 2 is 7x. So what we get is 2x by 7x into 25. X by x is 1. So what we have is 25. 2 by 7 in 25, which is 50 by 7, which is equal to x by 7. And according to the question, this is equal to x by 7. Therefore, the value of x should be equal to 50. The value of x here is equal to 50.